Okay, for me, how do I build excellence? First of all, the first thing you do is you invest in yourself and training yourself. I wouldn't lie to you that excellence is inborn. None of us were born excellent. None of us, we might be brilliant, we might be knowledgeable, we might be the best, but excellence is something that you need to deliberately, like my sister said, you need to deliberately invest yourself. So I call it radical personal development. I always ask myself, I draw 3 boxes. The first one, it's a Venn diagram, and most of us would have seen it. It's also called the Kaizen model. The first one is, what are you really passionate about? I can't be excellent at everything. I'll be lying to you if I said I'm excellent at everything. But the things that I choose, I deliberately want to be excellent at them. And how do I do that? The first box is, what am I passionate about? That's the first thing. Then the second box is, can I be the best on the planet? I'm not saying the best in the country, the best in the state. I mean the best, absolute best in the planet in this thing. Then the third part is, can I make money from it? Because at the end of the day, the goal of excellence, even we say it every day, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. So we ask for good in this world and in the hereafter, and may Allah save us from the evil of the hellfire. And that's why if at the intersection of this is where you do what I call radical personal development. And it is a moral responsibility on all Muslims that we radically develop ourselves, because that shows that you're deliberate about being the best in what you want to do. Deliberate about being the best, and I always joke about this sometimes when you go to some of the mosques in our local environment, and the mosque is near a gutter, and I'm asking myself, and I need to go out of the mosque to use the restroom. It is not Islam, because it starts from there. We just need to be excellent about certain things. We don't compromise on so if it's not good enough for your business, if it's not good enough for your own person, why should it be good enough for Islam? So we don't do things that are wishy-washy. So it all starts in investment in yourself, immeasurable long-term strategic differentiation. You need to invest 10x than every other person is doing in their personal development. Then the second thing is you also need to invest in people, because you can't be excellent alone. If you decide that you want to be excellent and you want to do it alone, at the end of the day, your excellence will be watered down. You might stand out, but if you are not creating excellence around you, people that work with you, people that interact with you, they're not seeing that quote and unquote that vibe, then they will not be able to pick from you. Then the third thing is you need to be excellent at listening and observing. If you listen, and this is also somewhat spiritual, you can be so excellent spiritually. One of our Sheikh Ibn Abayami will tell us that you are so good spiritually, you are striving to be the best and excellent spiritually that you can talk to anything. And we've seen in the Sirah where the Prophet ﷺ sent some companions on an errand and on a journey, and they were coming back, and they needed to get back before the sun was going to set. And because of their level of spirituality, they could pray such that the sun did not really set. We've seen Ibn Taymiyyah, Sheikh Ibn Taymiyyah, in some of his sayings, will say that a pure thought can become a divine revelation. You only get to that level of pure thought when you become excellent spiritually. Today we say Semi Allah Uliman Amida when we are in prayer, but it was not a revelation from the Prophet. It was just the fact that there was a companion that had a pure thought. And when the Prophet was coming up and said, Sami Allah uliman hamida, he responded and said, Hamdan tayyiban mubarakan fi. And that has become part of the sunnah of prayer. So if you get to that level, and that is on the spiritual level, if you can do that on the spiritual level, there's nothing that you cannot do in the intellectual level. There's nothing you can do that you cannot do in the economic level. We've seen some of our scholars in the past. Ibn Sirin read to the point that he lost his sight. You can see the Ilya of Imam Ghazali, 40, it's as big as the Encyclopedia Britannica, written all by hand. We've seen, it was Sheikh Ibn Taymiyyah as well, where on the walls of his prison walls, they copied out 435 books. So it is something that you must radically invest yourself in. And as Muslims, we have the history. So contemporary Islam teaches us from what our past scholars have done. Contemporary Islam is bringing that to life for us with platforms like what Micah is doing today. And we can learn how on the intellectual front, on the economic front, on the social front, on the spiritual front, and health and wellness, how we can become more excellent at what we do. So I would say it's something that is deliberate. It's something that we must continue to invest, and it's something that we must continue to listen and observe intently to what is happening around us. I know it's a muddled up answer, but I hope you get the gist from there.
For me, and what has worked for me, because basically what we're trying to do here, apart from the Islamic knowledge, we're trying to see how we've worked through the day practically so that people can, understand what we're trying to say and actually believe in it. For me, one of the first things about excellence is knowing your goals. Sorry, I had a power change there. I don't know if you can still hear me and see me.
I can hear fine.
Okay, good. So you have to be, like I said, part of being deliberate is every day you know exactly what you want to do.